Hey guys! So today I want to tackle something that I've wanted to do since I bought this house. The wall behind me back there is actually brick. It's the original yellow brick of the house. This kitchen was an addition back in the 90s, I believe. It was an addition to this house. And for some reason, they decided to paint the brick. And it looks like there's a couple layers of paint on this. And I've been wanting to remove this paint for quite some time, but well, one, it's intimidating to remove paint because I think it's, a lot of work. And then you can see I did chip away a little bit here, and then I saw this it looks like yellow paint underneath and even purple. Yeah, it looks like there's yellow paint and some purple underneath this layer. So yeah, it's kind of a mystery as to the condition of that wall behind there, but I would love if I could remove all that paint. I don't know if I can, but I want to try. And I've been doing some research. I've been seeing different methods that people are using. First, most people are using Citrastrip, which can't get in Canada, unfortunately. So the thing that the equivalent here is called Easy Strip. I'm just not sure it's as strong as Citrastrip, unfortunately, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'm going to try that. So I'm going to spray a layer of Easy Strip on the brick, let it sit, and then come back in with a wire brush and try to scrape it off. And I also ordered on Amazon these drill attachments, wire brush drill attachments that supposedly work well as well. So I'm going to try everything. I'm going to give it my best, and we're going to see if we can get this paint off of this back wall, because how nice would it look if it was brick and not painted? And I think it would be cool to show the character of the original brick of the house, which is a nice yellow brick. Maybe I'll insert a photo, or maybe not. I don't know if it's wise to show it outside my house on YouTube, but yeah. So gonna try that right now. I'm so excited to see if this works out. What's the worst that could happen, right? Worst case scenario, I just have to repaint it because I can't strip it all off and now it looks even crazier. Let's try and see what happens. All right. I just walked him and he's breathing very loudly, so please excuse that. Okay, so this is what I'm using. Focus. Easy Strip. I'm just gonna spray this on. Okay, so I sprayed this little middle section here. I'm gonna leave that sit overnight and then we will check on it in the morning. Hey guys, it's a new day, and that Easy Strip, it just did not work at all. It literally did nothing. So, well, there's nothing to show you because there was literally no difference. I couldn't scrape anything off. So I did some more research and I found a new product that somebody recommended that is available here in Canada, and it's Smart Strip. So I actually saw this recommended in a comment on another YouTube video of somebody removing, no, you know what? Where was this? I saw this recommended in a comment on YouTube somewhere by someone who professionally removes paint from brick. And he said, I recommend you try a Smart Strip. So it was available. I went and got it, and it's no VOC. Yeah, zero VOC. There's literally no odor at all. I just applied it on a test patch and I can already see that the paint's lifting off, and it says, it doesn't really give you an exact time to wait, but I think it says about 3 to 24 hours, just depending on the situation. And literally it's been half an hour and I can already see that it's doing something. So this is good. This is giving me hope. Here's my test patch. I did put some saran wrap on one side and then I didn't on the other side because I just want to see if it makes a difference if I use the saran wrap or if I don't bother with it. And I don't know if you can see on camera, but I can see that the paint is curling up, it's starting to react. I'm hoping you can see that because down below it's more smooth, and then there you can see some kind of reaction occurring. So I'm gonna let that, sorry, that's my microwave beeping. But anyways, I'm gonna let that wait for at least the 4 hours, and then we'll come back in 4 hours and I'll go in with a wire brush and try to see if I can get some of that paint off. This is exciting. I really hope that this works because I think it'll be so much nicer to have the actual brick rather than that painted wall. So yeah, I'll check back in with you soon. Just want to show you better. So this is the Smart Strip and I just applied it with a brush. Oh yeah, it's getting several layers off. Oh my god, this is amazing. It's just peeling right off. This is so good. Look at that. Wow, this is working so much better than the other one. Red. The brick was red before. Holy moly. Look at this. That's incredible. So this is the side that I added the saran wrap. So I'm curious to see. So I'll definitely need to add another layer to get this red off next. Look. It's just peeling right off. Seemed like it was a bit easier on the side with the saran wrap. It's green, yellow. Okay, I'm gonna keep working away at this. And then I'll show you where I end up with just this first coat. All right, I'm trying out this wire brush, seeing how this does. I feel like it needs another layer. Yeah, it definitely needs another layer. So this was the test patch I did. I put the gel on these 2 rows and there's some Christmas colors exposed. There's red on the top and then green. There's even some yellow in there, but it definitely is going to need another coat to now get rid of this next layer of paint. It peeled the white paint off nicely, but below there's obviously more paint. So rather than sit here scrubbing it with the brush, putting in a lot of, elbow grease, I'm gonna just add another coat. And what I'll do is I'm gonna work in sections because, I want to get this whole space done, but let's work one area at a time. So we will do the bump out right here. There you go. That's all the paint that I got off so far. This all peeled off nicely. See it all. I'm now going to paint on another coat of the gel on these 2 rows, and I'm actually going to go ahead and put a coat on this entire bump out area. And this side, as you can see, definitely came off more easily than that side. Now I put the saran wrap on this side, so that seemed to have worked well. So I'm going to add the saran wrap to the whole area. Maybe if I let this sit longer, that side would have caught up, because I think the saran wrap just helps kind of keep the, lock the gel into place longer and maybe keep it warm. I don't know. I think it helps with the reaction. But I only left it sit for about 6 hours, and they said you could go up to 24. So I think it's around 6 p.m. tonight. So what I'm gonna do is add a coat on this whole area, and I'm gonna leave it overnight. And then tomorrow I'll take a look and see where we're at. Start at the top. I'm really excited to see how this works on this next layer. I hope it works just as well. Very interesting to see these colors that have been revealed. So if you're working next to another surface that's painted, you'll want to tape it off. I'm going to add this saran wrap. I think it helps speed up the process. Just based on that little test I did, definitely seemed to help. Okay, so it's 6:40 now, and I got this all saran wrapped up. I'm gonna let it sit overnight. I'm really happy so far with how it's working. It definitely got a couple layers, because that white paint was very thick, so I feel like there was a couple layers of that, and it got that whole white layer off of the 2 rows that I have done so far. And now let's see if it's gonna be able to get off the next layer. And this layer feels thin. It feels like the brick is like literally right there. So yeah, fingers crossed. I really hope this works. I have some hope. I have more hope right now than I did compared to that first product I used. What was it called? The Easy Strip. That was just awful. I would not recommend it. It was as if it did nothing. And I've tried that product in the past, and it's never worked for me. I tried it on my floors, had some kind of, yeah, there was something on the floors, and I tried it. Anyways, it didn't work. I've tried that product in the past, and it has never worked for me, so I highly do not recommend Easy Strip. But this product, yeah, the Smart Strip is so far working really well. So let's see how it looks tomorrow. When I attempted to kind of use this wire brush on the next layer, and it didn't seem like it was going to be worthwhile. I feel like I'm better off putting another layer of the Smart Strip on, and then we'll see. I'm going to save this wire brush for when most of the paint is off, but there's just like, you know, it's stuck in the cracks. I'm hoping that the Smart Strip will at least get it to that level, but we'll see. I also have the drill, the attachments for the drill, which have like the wire brush attachments for the drill. So that will also be another thing I can try. But let's try to get the majority of the paint off first, and then we'll move on to that step. This is gonna take long. Look at all of these layers. There's purple, yellow, green, red, white. There's so many layers, but we're getting through it. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, it's late at night. This is where we're at right now. I have not been doing this very long, but the night sort of got away with me, and I was really busy doing other things. So this is how much I've done. We're a multitude of colors. I'm stopping now because it's getting harder to take off, and I think I will need another layer of the paint remover. So I think I'm gonna put another coat on and then stop for the night. And I was ambitious. I was feeling ambitious last night and put a coat on this side, but there's no way I can get to that now. So definitely, if you're doing this, work in small sections, because now I feel like I should be starting on that, but I can't. Yeah, so I'm gonna just only work on this section until it's done. And also, I was able to expose, like, I feel like this is the brick and it's not yellow like my house brick outside. It looks like a brown color, but I don't know if it's just because it still has paint on it and it's dirty. So that's not exactly fun. I was hoping to see my nice yellow brick there, but we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna put another coat on and then work more on it tomorrow. Okay guys, here we are. It's day 3 and this is the status so far. I've now put a third coat on, and I'm like kneeling so you can see me because I have the camera low to the wall, but let me just get more comfortable. I've put 3 layers now of that paint remover, the Smart Strip, on, and it works really well, but there's just so many layers of paint on here. I can see, like, I think 6 different colors There's cream. There was the like off-white on top, but there's also a different cream. There's a purple, there's a green, there's red, there's yellow. So it's a lot of layers that we're getting through. So yeah, this has sat overnight now, and it's now after dinner the next day. So I'm gonna go in and try to scrape off the next layer, I guess. And we'll see if we need another coat after that. I'm anticipating that we will, actually. So let's do our best and see what happens. Oh yeah. This is coming off good. Yeah, this is good. Bring you in closer, you can see better. This has been a slow process. I recommend doing a small area at a time. Okay, I'm gonna keep working on this and chipping away at it. And then I will check back in with you. Using this brush now. So that's the color of the brick. It's not exactly what I had in mind. It's like a dark brown, I guess? It's weird, because my house is a yellow brick. This brush is not working very well. Like, that's gonna need more paint remover. Like, that works better, see? Okay, so this is where I've got it to now. Mostly scraping it with this guy, because the wire brush didn't really work great as of this point. Gonna put on another coating of this, and I'm hoping this will be the last coating necessary. I haven't used much of the Smart Strip. I still have a whole tub. So even though I'm doing a lot of coats, this tub is going pretty far. And this was 36 Canadian dollars. It says to wait like 4 hours to 24 hours. And I've just been waiting over 24 hours because I'll just put it on at night, and then the next day after work I'll get to it and then rinse and repeat. This helps keep the moisture in. Okay, so I'm gonna let that set overnight, and then tomorrow I'm hoping that will be the last coat of that stuff I need, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna try tomorrow. I will scrape more of it with the scraper, and then I'll try the drill attachments that I got, and hopefully those work better than the wire brush, because that little wire brush seems okay, but it's only really getting the last little bit, I'm finding. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Check back in with you tomorrow. It's a new day, and this is the wire brush set I got, which is for the drill. So these are the different attachments it comes with. I'm gonna try these out and see if they do any good. They're pretty firm. I'm not sure which one I should start with, but ow, pokey. Yeah, I'm gonna give these a try and see how they work. Because that little wire brush that I was using honestly doesn't work very well. So let's try these guys out. Go. Make sure you wear goggles and face mask if you're doing this. I'm going to keep chipping away at this and see how much we can get. Those drill attachments are just not working as good as I had hoped they're working. I'm just going to go back to trying to scrape more with this tool, and yeah, I don't know. I'll see how much more I can get. Feeling I'm losing a little bit of hope now, but keep going. So here's where we're ending today. This is day 4. I got decently through on this end. I'm not super excited about the color of the brick though. It's like a dark brown, which is really surprising. I don't even know if that is gonna be a good look for the kitchen. It's like not very exciting, but we'll see. I'm gonna carry through and at least get all this done and then see how it ends up looking when the paint's off. So it needs another coat of the Smart Strip, but I don't want to leave it on 24 hours because it's not so many layers anymore. It's just pretty thin really at this point, and I don't want it to dry out. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, maybe midday around noon, and I'll put on another coat, and then by the end of the work day I'll be able to see what I can get off of it then, because yeah, the rest is like, it's being really hard to scrape off at this point. And so far I've pretty much accomplished mostly everything with this guy, and then with this little tiny wire brush. So the drill attachments really have been useless. They didn't really do anything much at all, but I'll see how they fare tomorrow, because it could be that layer of Smart Strip I put on yesterday, maybe it's mostly dried out, because it didn't seem like it really did that much. I got a little bit more off for sure, but yeah, I'm gonna put another coating on tomorrow afternoon, and then after work I will see if I can finally get all the rest of the paint off. That's how it's looking. I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, I'll show you when I get it all off, but I guess the brick, I mean, any brick is going to be better than that painted side, right? So, curious to see how it looks when it's fully cleaned up. Okay, I've just been scrubbing it with one of these sponges. Let me show you. It's the same night, and I just started scrubbing it with one of these sponges, and I feel like I got a lot more off. So I want to show you, because this is, I don't know, potentially a good tip. Check it out. So yeah, that's where we're at. I feel like that's better. I just wet this. I put a little bit of dish soap on it, and I'm just scrubbing it. And I feel like it's gotten off some of the small little pieces, so it's looking cleaner now. Tomorrow I'm gonna really focus the Smart Strip on the lines. And I also thought of another good idea. If when I get all the paint off, if it doesn't look good, see how it's looking right now with the yellow paint stuck in the grout lines? That really reminds me of the German smear technique. So if this doesn't look good when I get everything off, I might do the German smear on this brick. You know, where they do like a white, I'll insert a photo, but I think it looks really cool. I've always loved that. And this is kind of reminding me of that, funnily enough. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool. Okay, I just wanted to show you that tip, because this might have been, maybe it's a game changer. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, it's a few days later now, and this is where we're at. I think it took about 4 coats. I ended up doing this side as well. So the only section that I haven't done is behind the dishwasher there. They're not fully finished. There's still some paint in the mortar lines and a little bit on the surfaces of the brick as well. But that took about 4 coats of the Smart Strip. This worked really well. You just have to do a lot of coats because there was a lot of coats on there. There was like 7 coats of paint on there. And I feel like, yeah, and this took 4 coats to get the 7 coats of paint off. When I did this side, I did a routine where I put the coat on at night. In the morning, I would scrape it off, put another coat on, and then by the nighttime, I would scrape that off, put another coat on, and then in the morning, I would scrape it off, kind of thing. So, and then I found that covering it with saran wrap helped it scrape off better, because it kept the Smart Strip wet longer, so it wouldn't dry out. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm trying to decide. I will probably remortar the lines, like the seams of the bricks. I'll remortar it, and that will clean up those lines there and get, you won't see the paint in between those lines. So then I really just have to focus on the last little bit of paint here. So as you can see, there's just some more paint like here and here. I'll do another coat of the Smart Strip on these more heavily painted ones. And then what you're seeing here, it's like really in the cracks. So it just, I don't know. I did scrub it with the wire brush, but it's giving me trouble. I'm sure if I spend a lot more hours, I'll be able to get the rest cleaned up more. But it's been about a week or so, and I just wanted to get this video out and kind of show you really how well the Smart Strip did work. And then I'm just gonna keep kind of grinding away at it and try to get it a little bit better. And then I will redo the mortar I guess I'll make a video of that as well in the coming days. Yeah, so I will redo the mortar and get it looking a bit more cleaned up. I don't really mind some of those hints of the previous layers of paint. It kind of speaks to the history of the room, I guess, and adds a little bit of character, I think. But, not everyone would like it, and I will get a little bit more off. You can see this side here is a little bit cleaner, I think. This side, the purple paint at the bottom is like super hard to get off. The red and the purple paint were harder, but anyhow, that's where we're at, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And as you can see, yeah, it was nice to see that I could actually get paint off brick, because I honestly didn't know if I'd be able to remove that paint. I could tell it was so super thick. It just looked like the painted brick looked bad also because of how thick the paint was. You could just tell it was like layer upon layer. So I'm really happy to just get all of that off, and then I'll just slowly, take my time working away at the rest and then re-mortar it. And yeah, I think I'm surprised at the color of the brick, but I think that this was originally yellow brick like my house, but there's been some chemical reactions or something and got it looking this dark brown. From what I was Googling online anyway, brick can change color when it's exposed to certain things. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's why it's this color. It would have been nice if it was still the yellow color instead of this, but I think this dark brown it still adds more character, and it'll still be kind of more interesting to the room than what it was. So